Oh, good evening, everybody. I see we got the Edwards family farmstead in the house, MB Heritage Farms. JCT, how are you? Foxy's doing good. We got Tubby guy in the backstage here. We're going to be bringing him up here real quick. Let me get all my apparatuses working here, and we're going to have MoHomesteading in here as well tonight. Get my banner running. There's one other channel I want to mention tonight as well is Daddy Duck 365. You'll be in and out. Tom Keltledge, how are we doing? Jeremy L. Britton, JV Outdoors. The ad, yeah, I did end up. I wasn't going to click ads for this, but oh, what the heck? Why not, right? Let me bring Tubby guy up here, guys. Give me 1 second. You ready, Tubby?
How you doing?
Hey, how we doing?
How's that lighting? Is it pretty crappy or are we okay?
You look good to me.
All right, perfect.
We got Bicknell Bunch in here. We got Geo Bushcraft. Raymond Williams always in the house. How you doing?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I got it.
So, guys, tonight we're gonna do a little bit different live here. I've been wanting to bring a few people up. MoHomesteading, as you guys know, everybody knows Mo, but she's gonna come up and we're just all gonna have a chat and try to interact with the chat. So you guys got questions for us? We're just gonna talk about anything outdoors. JV says you look beautiful. Coffee Outdoors. Hello, brother. How are you? Good looking fellow right there, he says. Jeremy. So for those of you, of course, in here, there's 13 in the house. I believe all you guys know Daddy Duck 365. He's at 943 supporters. Mud Tramp, how are we doing this evening? We want to try to get him to the 1K. So if we can, let's share some of his videos out. Let's get him out in front of everybody. Small Water Charters, how are we doing? A couple of catalog models, huh? I think they're going overboard now. Georgia Trapping and Fishing in the house. Got John Euler. How are you doing, guys?
For radio.
MB Heritage Farms. So I do want to make a real quick mention with Edwards Family Farmsteading, guys. That is D's Beyond Blessed and Nate 408. They have made a new channel. The Oxy Senior's in the house. So if you're going to see anything posting from here on out, from what I understand, it will be on that channel. So make sure you get that. Maybe we can get somebody to post that link up.
Yeah, I'll have to grab that up after the live. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's Edwards Family Farmstead. If you search it, they come right up. They just posted a video today. Daddy Duck's going to Kentucky. Yeah, I had heard that he's going to Kentucky to turkey hunt with the Bicknell bunch. That's awesome.
Man, that would be a trip.
Absolutely. So I really don't I normally have a little script written down here. Tonight I did not write a script. So we're just going to fly by the way of the chat. And wanted to bring up Tubby Guy Outdoors. Your trapping season. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then, of course, we got MoHomesteading up here. And she's got a new boat that her and her hubby's going to be getting to use tonight. So there's going to be a lot of things for us to talk about.
Yes. And your trout season started off with a bang. Holy, that was an awesome trip.
Small water charters. Yes, I am. I am way behind on videos. I will tell you that I am behind on videos, and I will. I will try to check that one out. It was your crappie fishing one. I thought I watched that one, but Mo's almost here. She's got to get the red lipstick on. Daughter showed up at the door just a few minutes. That's fine. We're going to be here till about 10 o'clock. Got to make sure we're off of here before the wife goes to bed.
Evening, everybody.
Did I win on Al's giveaway? Maybe that's even the bad thing too. I'm in a couple of these giveaways, and I haven't been watching any of those videos either. But we will be after this live, as always. If MB Heritage Farms is live, we will raid on over there and finish off the night there. Yeah, and then Georgia Trapping and Fishing guys. If you saw, he sent me out a nice little package to go with my bait caster, and through the whole time through the video, I kept calling him Greg, and we know his name's Craig. So I was writing out the description, and I was like, you know what? I said his name wrong the whole time through the video. So sorry about that, Georgia Trapping and Fishing.
It's hard to keep everybody straight.
Chip, what about being outdoors? How we doing this evening?
Hey,
Chip. Ramsey Country's in the house.
Chip, I saw your comment on the video there, bud. But for some reason, I'm gonna have to go in on my laptop, and I don't know if they think you're. I don't know. I guess they must have put it in whatever they call it there for me to check out. But thank you very much for the comment, bud.
Al's outdoors in the house. Al, someone just got done telling me that I need to watch a video of yours. All right. Guest number 2. How you doing?
Put me farther in. You got me too close.
Well, where you want me to have you at? You know me and this. You want me to push buttons already. You come up on. Is that better?
Better.
All right, guys. So this has been long overdue, and Mo's had a little bit of a hiatus, so we thought we'd bring her up and we would chat, and we brought Tubby Guy up here. So definitely a couple things I want to talk about, of course, is with Tubby Guy, we're going to talk a little bit about his trapping. It was new to him. And then, of course, Mo, we were talking, you and your husband, of course, got a boat.
We did. Yep.
We want to talk a little bit about that and where you think you guys are at with the boat. And
Well, so we got it really cheap. And the only thing that really is wrong with it is it needed one battery because it takes 2, I guess. And the back seat is kind of, so I have to redo it. But he's kind of working through the wiring, making sure that everything, no Lola, that everything is not, that there's not anything damaged, because we don't want to go out on the water. Hi, Dark 30. We don't want to go out on the water and be out there by ourselves and not know. So he wants to know that he knows everything and everything's all good and it's perfect.
Right.
And it looks so good because they had it sitting out because they got married. Hi, Greg. I know. Thank you. I'm coming back. So they had it out on their property and they got married and they each had a boat. She's a definite outdoors woman. She's fabulous. Mm-hmm. She should have a channel. Her husband actually films for and of course it's gone right out of my head now. Hi, Tom. Her husband films for a TV show for that kind of stuff. And so I don't know why I need to get her to where they do their own channel. You know what I mean? because
Right.
she hunts, she fishes, she bow hunts, she turkey
Awesome.
hunts. She does it all. Don't knock things over.
Sorry.
Boxes.
I thought your YouTube friends might like this. It's a funny
Oh
story.
my gosh. Okay, no cigarette.
So
Okay. Put it
is
in.
that your daughter Ellie?
Yes. Yeah, so today what we were doing, sorry to skip around. Oh my gosh. Okay, come over here. Don't show your
Hey,
legs. This is my oldest daughter.
Hello.
Okay,
Hi.
so we were, what's it called? We were trying to burn holes in weed fabric today, and so we wanted to borrow their butane torch. Apparently something happened.
So it didn't work for them. So my husband was trying to get it cleared out, and there was a mud dauber inside of it. So he got that out and he lit it. And he was always taught to kind of, because the solder builds up inside there, to kind of tap it a little bit, let that solder liquid out, right? And instead, it kind of turned into a giant bomb.
Yeah.
I guess he threw it
He threw it across the street.
in case it blew up. Did it blow up?
It did not blow up.
Oh.
And so he did finally use his brain and go get water. And he
Yeah,
had
so-
turned it off, but you can kind of see the solder.
I don't think we'll be
There.
like using that.
I think it's done.
Wow.
I think it's,
And here
It was
we
a
were all
fun-
worried. We were all worried about Trapper Jay and the grenade.
oh my gosh.
Oh, you give my husband anything flammable, he lights everything on
And
fire.
he gets hurt every time he does anything.
So he said he was shaking it. He said it turned into like a giant fireball, and he was trying to get it to go out, and he couldn't get it to go out. And he was right next to the car, so then he just threw it across the street into the house across the street. Which,
They might not know about that, but I'll tell them later.
yeah. So
These two.
yeah. So nobody really cares.
We don't
if
care
it,
about the house
shoots
across the
through the house.
street.
But there's nobody there.
Nobody lives there.
Just saying. But so yeah, it didn't explode, but it was entertaining.
So she came to tell you that story.
That
Awesome.
was funny.
And that's funny.
So,
Anyway,
all right.
so that's Ellie. That's my oldest daughter. She lives next door. If you hear me talking about her. Okay. Yeah.
I need to go back. I need to go back to my kids.
Love
And not
you.
break my mom's stuff.
And
You have a
not
good
follow
evening.
everything. Bye. Love you.
Love you too.
Al says, "Boom, Mo, don't touch that."
Well, and we figured it out. But anyway, okay, back to the boat. So we just wanted to make it all pretty, but he vacuumed it all out and waxed it, and it's just gorgeous. So I think once we have to get the battery. I think that's all we have to do, and I think he's going to tune like the oil stuff up or something, and then we're going to go out with them. Because honestly, guys, I haven't been on a boat since I was like 10. Now he is a surfer kind of boat go out dude, but we haven't ever gone out by ourselves, so we don't know even just the basic stuff that people kind of just understand. Okay, we need to have lights. We need to right, small water. We need to make sure we have lights. We need a tow rope. We need, there's certain things we want to make sure. And so they're going to go out with us the first time we take it out. We were in their boat in that video, but it was.
I thought that's who you were talking about in that video.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah,
Dwayne.
Coffee Outdoors says you will have fun.
I think we will. We need water. Him and I are both water people. And I think that's something that we're missing leaving here. Yes, it is. It's still floating. It'll float. It's good. It just didn't have an extra battery. Hi, Dwayne.
Dwayne.
How are you? I don't think he's ever seen me unless he's seen it on
Dwayne's in the
video.
house.
He just talks to me. Anyway,
So,
hi, Auntie.
So what kind of fishing you excited? I know you were on a lot of those like catfishing channels and
Yeah, I'm all about
those
that.
guys. Is that kind of what you're kind of looking at, or you panfish, or I mean what?
I don't even know what that is. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know. The only thing I've ever stop Wyatt. I don't even know. I mean, people talk about that, and I wouldn't even know where to look for those. Like I know the only thing I've ever,
You're fishing for whatever bites.
whatever gets on there, I'll figure it out. It's like I didn't even know. Like we caught drums. And drum fish, and I don't know what those are called everywhere else. Plugs. Okay. Does it have buttons? Yes, it has buttons. But we caught drums and they're like, oh no, you have to throw them back. And they're just the most gorgeous fish. And you're just like, oh,
Right.
you know.
Now Raymond says, don't forget the plugs.
I know the plugs.
Now it'd be even a lot funnier if that shiner guy was in here.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He forgot to do that, right? So his boat flooded or something like that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to forget the plug.
No, no.
Be taking on some water.
But oh gosh, she's back.
Yep.
Is she back?
Ramsey says, pan fish is any fish that ends up in the pan.
Is that it? I mean, I really don't know. I watch everybody, and I would love to like go fishing for big fish like salmon and everything like that. And I keep waiting for her to walk back through the door. I don't know. And I'd love to go fishing like that, but I think first we need to get to where we're just used to getting the boat in and out of the water by ourselves, driving around a little bit, fishing a little bit, hopefully catching some stuff. And hi, Line Cook.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Mara, right? Mara says.
Yeah, that's going to be that's the whole fun of it is just getting out there and you know, as you do it, it's going to come a lot easier. And then next thing you know, Mo's going to be out there on the boat all by herself.
No, because I'd be the one that fell in. I'd be the one that fell off the boat and the boat took off somewhere.
Just like small water. Just like small water says, you won't be the first.
Yeah,
right?
I just wouldn't. I just fall in. I fell in. It's like I was when I was walking down the ramp. It was a really steep ramp where we went, and I'm like, I'm gonna head out. You know, I'm gonna do a header. I just know I am. I'm just gonna walk very carefully down this ramp. So, and then I'm thinking, okay, now I have to get on a boat.
Yeah.
To step off the dock into the boat and hope you don't fall off. You know, and I think it's all you're committing, right? You saved me, Auntie. You're so funny. But it's all in your mind on if you commit to it. You know, if I'm stone carving, I know that. You know, if I'm doing welding and things like that, you know, I'm a little rusty on that stuff. But it's like, if I'm doing certain things, I'm committed. I can do it. But if I'm hesitant because I don't have all the knowledge, you know, so that's why I watch all you guys. Like if I ever went and sat and set traps, I'd watch every video everybody did for 2 weeks before I went and tried to set one trap. You know, parking lot.
And I can tell you from experience, and I did a video on the bait caster. That alone is you watch enough YouTube videos, and they'll steer you right. You know what I mean? And
yeah, because you see some people's mistakes and you see what they do right. So you learn and get it into your head and the vocabulary and everything else. Okay, there we go. Don't do what I do. Where's the damn plug?
Yeah. Yeah. So Tom Cullich is in the house, guys. I just want to make sure that Tom is being very, very safe out there this spring because there's going to be a lot of hunters out there looking for a Tom.
Oh my God. That was a dad joke. I'd be like, okay, Box is telling bad jokes.
You kind of got
that was a bad joke.
So,
yeah. How are you, Wyatt?
I'm good.
Good. I'm so glad to see everybody. I'm sorry I've been gone.
No, don't be sorry, love. Stuff they have to look after, and you know we're here for you whenever you take a break or when you come back.
I'll be back. I'm back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just like everybody, right?
Yeah.
No different than, you know, we don't just drop people. That's not how our community works, right?
Right.
You're right.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I have to get caught up on it. I queued up 4 people today. So tomorrow I'll watch 4. Then I'll queue up the next 4. So try to get caught up somehow while I'm doing paperwork and taxes and all kinds of weird stuff tomorrow and editing videos. Oh, Dwayne's in a blizzard.
Take care.
Yeah, I just saw that he posted. I think it was either on Instagram or Facebook. He was getting bitten by mosquitoes 18 hours before the picture he took with snow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Pondy's place got sideswiped, I think, or had a downdraft. Pondom Outdoors with the tornado. And I haven't talked to him yet. I just saw his little video of what happened, but you could see. No, I haven't, Raymond. I went and took 2 things. I have so much. I will do that, Raymond. I promise. I know. I have so much stuff to mail. You have no idea how much stuff I have to mail. But I hate the post office. I have no idea why.
Yeah, well, you need to get to the post office.
I know. It's horrible. It's bad.
Right.
But yeah, I'm ready for the boat. We're ready. The only thing with me is it's so funny. I'm allergic to the sun. California almost killed me. It was I get outside and I can tan and burn in about 5 minutes. And I can't use sunblock because my skin's, and that's probably why I look as young as I do. I still go outside and I still do everything, but I don't put chemicals on my skin. So lots of women put lots of chemicals on their skin and I can't. And so that's one thing we're a little worried about, because we'd go to the beach and I'd just fry. We had to have umbrellas and all kinds of stuff. 3 minutes to claim.
Oh, all right, guys. I'll be right back. Looks like I got to go over to Al's Outdoors so I can claim my winnings.
What did you win?
I guess I won the ferrule rod that he I believe was given away.
Oh,
he handmade it.
Really?
Believe me, it's going to be awesome. And now maybe I can actually make a fire.
See, I missed out on several of those, just the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because I haven't seen them. I honestly, I got a message from Mike at MK Outdoors, like Wyatt sent me one too. And it's like, hey, stranger, what's up? You okay? What's going on? You know, and I'm like, I'm okay. Everything's fine. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. And then you do know Edward's Family Farmstead is Nate 408, and he's the only one. That's their new channel.
Nice.
So
JB, I was kind of hanging out in there while I was putting lipstick on. I just didn't talk. I was larking.
Awesome,
JB brother. Thank you so much. It's much appreciated. That super chat will go towards the 2 giveaways that I'm going to do at our rendezvous here in Clarion. I thank you much. Talking about that, I don't know if you guys had heard Freezer Bound Outdoors and Geo Bushcraft basically got together and they got a rendezvous all set up. Any YouTube creator that wants to go there, there's actually a video out there on Freezer Bound Outdoors with all the information. If anybody was within driving distance or wants to come up to the rendezvous, it's going to be, May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. I will try to share that link here a little bit later.
Are you going?
I'm going. I'll be there. I took vacation. Okay, so you did get to the post office.
My daughter picked it up. I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go?
No.
I was wondering if you got it.
I did. I'm excited. And my daughter even said she loves this. She's like, oh, yeah, we like that one. I'm like,
so
yeah.
I actually, of course, I'm wearing. So I bought the ones for my family for Christmas, and they actually have the logo on the shirt pocket, and then my Boxy Outdoors on a shirt pocket, and then it's on the back. And I knew going up to this this rendezvous and stuff, if I had an opportunity to get rid of some T-shirts and stuff like that, YouTube creators, you want it on the front.
Yeah.
Right?
Because if we're sitting in a live stream and we have that on, I almost wore it, but I need to wash it. So I want to wash it first. But I'm sorry, I talk a lot. I'm a girl, so you have to shut me up. And they're asking They're asking what's Wyatt's doing in the shed.
What is Wyatt doing in the shed? Fur-handling, maybe.
Well, I thought I'd just come out to the fur shed tonight and do it from out here because it's a little quieter. The dogs won't be running around bugging, and I made another catch today. So after the live or at some point, I'm going to have to get busy with that. So and get that taken care of tonight.
That was a muskrat, correct?
Today?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So this.
Oh, okay. Well, today the video come out. You had a muskrat.
Yes. Yeah. That was indeed a muskrat. Yeah. So my videos are like I don't post them the day I make them. I use onto them for a little, like a couple of days.
Yep.
And then got a chance to get a couple of videos ahead in case whatever happens, right? Because I've when I started this, I didn't plan ahead to nothing. I went, that's it. I'm doing it. I made a video. I posted it. And then it was like, poop. Now what?
There's some people that do them 6 weeks, the big YouTubers. Some of them are only a week, but I know one that he's at least 2 to 6 weeks in advance.
Yeah. And that's really what I should have done. And it's so lately, like with the trapping, I mean, as well as I do, Boxy, like you have to check at certain intervals. And if you have, I know here in Ontario, if you have live sets out, so like footholds, any restraining device, they need to be checked every 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So you have all kinds of opportunity to make videos. Mm-hmm. But with this season being so short, yeah, I could, I could have posted every 2 days or even every day or whatever, mm-hmm. but I think it's to a point, it's overload. Now, if you're one of the bigger channels like Trapper J or, Coon Creek or 330 Maniac, like those guys, 50, 60, 70,000 subscribers, you can post every day and you're going to get watched every day. And right. I think in my position, and I'm grateful for every supporter I have, don't get me wrong. But I think it's a little bit of overload, right? And it's a lot on me too. So I hold them back. So I've actually got 3 more videos to post.
Great, Steve.
So,
well, here's now. Understand, I'm really good at preaching, okay? But I'm really bad at doing because I research it and I do and I get it, and then I don't do what I tell everybody else to do. But in my years of watching and researching and studying and doing all this stuff with YouTube before I really started trying to kick my channel in, when you're starting out small, it's actually better to put up a video every day,
right?
If you can, at the same exact time every single day. And it doesn't matter how many people watch it. It's not as okay, bye, Dwayne.
Keep moving forward, Dwayne.
Later, Dwayne. Good to see you, brother.
It's better to do one every single day rather than do them sporadic. And then once you get to a certain point, you can back it down a little bit. And then once you get to another certain point, you could back it down even farther if you wanted to, if you have, the viewers and the members and everything, depending on what you're trying to do with your channel. But it is better if you have time to put something up every day. I have so much footage. I could probably put up one every day for 2 or 3 months. I forgot to breathe there.
I'm actually horrible at that. Half the time I'm like, man, I should be rolling a camera right now.
Yeah.
But the beaver trapping. So what I did was I did my sets, and then of course it took me 2 days to actually upload that. If you remember that Sunday, right. I was doing Georgia trapping and fishing, and I started downloading that thing at noon, and I think I finished it up that following day around 2 o'clock. But yeah. So then what I did when I posted that, then everything else was 2 days. So like I would videotape, and then I would actually edit it and upload it, and then the following day I would actually be videotaping. I'd get home and I'd actually upload onto YouTube the 2 days before, I guess is how it worked. But I actually uploaded the last 4 checks every day. So
That's
I just
pretty cool.
I gave myself that 2 days so I could keep making the videos so I could put them up almost like a vlog, you know what I mean? But it was 2 days past.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I've been looking at lately is everybody talks about evergreen content. I may do something on that, but they talk about evergreen content, and that's something that someone would always search. So if you do a vlog, you do your, this is just my opinion, you do your vlog, and that's letting everybody know what's going on and fun stuff. Hey, sent you the video from the security camera. Okay. She has a security camera, and I guess it videotaped him doing this.
Oh, okay. That's
so
cool.
we'll have to figure that one out. But you also, I think, want to do what's called evergreen content, where it's something that someone will search forever. My 3 biggest videos that are searched are the what to do in a power outage, the bean one with where I'm storing beans that I got on sale in vacuum bags, and the Foxfire Books one. And so those are my 3 biggest searched videos, and those are all evergreen. None of them's a live stream, none of them's a blog. You know, it's all something where someone's looking for knowledge, and that's what they're searching for. So you want to do both, I think. Just saying. I haven't preached in a while.
What's crazy is my most searched video, my most watched video, actually is a 2-part. It's part 1 and part 2, and the other one has very little views. So that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy, and I think it's video 1 or part 1, and actually part 2 has most of the catches in it. So it actually been a better video, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Is it the one where you caught your thumb, or which one is it?
No, it's actually one. It was one of the first years I was posting, and I was on a little creek channel, and just checking the traps. And the reason why I did made 2 videos was I had actually lost a trap. Well, I thought I lost a trap. I didn't know where the trap was. Well, then I found it. It actually had a muskrat in it, and it was up under the bank. And so then I, of course, made the second part of the video, and there was actually a second area that I was trapping, so I added that on. But yeah, for whatever reason, one part has a ton of views, and I mean thousands. I think it's like 8,000 or 9,000 views.
You know what it is. See, now you've got me curious to go research it. Hi, Laura.
Yeah.
Hey, Bella.
Hey, Bella, Wildman.
Yeah, Bella Outdoors is in here. Wildman's in here. The Huntsman, Laura the Explorer. So what I wanted to ask was, of course, Nate and Dee's, they're actually making a chicken tractor. What is a chicken tractor?
You want to know what a chicken tractor is?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to get to see it because they're going to actually make a video of it. But what is a chicken tractor?
And it depends on what they're making, but it's a semi-permanent way to move meat chickens around an area so they can free range but still be in a confined area. Okay. So it's like the one I made was a big box, and I had 24 chickens in there, but I'm going to say the one I made should only be like 15 meat chickens, that you can move them around. But there's also ones like, Nate, which one are you making? Are you making the one with but you pick it up and move it, basically, and you move them in every day, and they get to eat fresh grass and on your property. Yeah. And it can actually fix your yard. Huh?
Yeah. It's probably similar to the one, Farmall Fanatic. He actually has a chicken coop that he actually hooks up. He hooks up one of the tractors, and he actually pulls it around, and he puts it into a different spot. And it's got like the coop, and then in the front of it, it's all caged in and stuff. But
yeah, I would say if it's a mobile chicken coop, it's probably a little more well built than a chicken tractor, because a chicken tractor really isn't supposed to be, I think, forever. I think it's like, I made mine from a design from Lumna Acres, but I made it where you could take it apart. So I took it apart, and hi, Rolling Homestead. I took it apart, and we lean it up against, when we're not using it, we lean it up against the fence to keep an extra layer between Lola and my laying hens, because she wants to eat them.
Hello, Rolling Homesteads. How are we tonight?
Hi, Cecilia.
Thanks for stopping in. We got Raven Cat Homestead, Cecilia. Nice to see you guys in here.
6x6x2. Oh, okay.
Keto Homestead with Jess is in the house. How you doing this evening?
Like, Wyatt, do you have a chicken tractor?
No.
You can't have them up there, right? It's too cold.
Oh yeah, no, we just because we're in, so it's funny. So where I am in town here, we're actually allowed to keep a few birds.
Oh, that's right.
But the requirement that they have in order to have those few birds, the birds would be living in a nicer house than I do. So we haven't.
So sad.
But
I don't know why they wouldn't let you. You know what I mean? Hi, Greg Sanders. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, I know it's completely ridiculous, because especially where I am, I'm kind of on the outskirts of town. 2 doors over is a cattle farm. And
you can't have chickens.
But I can have 5. That's the ridiculous. I can have 5, but they want you to build a coop that's, like I said, it would cost me about $3,000 to build a coop the way they want it built. Like they've turned a good thing and over-regulated it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they decided, okay, well, you're allowed to have some chickens for eggs or for meat or whatever you want to do, but then they turned around and the coop has to be a certain size, and it can't be a dirt floor, and it can't do this, and it's ridiculous so they just turned a really good thing into a mess.
Yeah, that's too bad. We can do anything. I can have a cow out here if I want to. I can do, and I live in a town, you know what I mean? But I could do, Missouri doesn't have rules.
Right.
They just don't.
It's just
Missouri people do not, and I'm not from here. We moved here, but Missouri people don't like rules in any way, shape, or form.
Well, the Huntsman says he gained 100+ subscribers every week. Views are up 107% from the last 3 weeks, pushing 4 million views by breaking out of the single generator. I have no niche limit, so my audience and views have no limit. That's awesome.
The Huntsman has a really good channel, and he helps out a lot of smaller guys too. Huntsman, with just, much like yourself, Huntsman helped me get pushed over the 1,000 too.
He's good like that.
Yeah,
that's nice. Mark Larson said he's hello, everyone. He's late. He's driving and listening, but we'll be able to chat in about 20 minutes.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Drive safe, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Be safe.
Dark 30's funny. He's like, Mo, I learned to watch that by the TV show Ozarks. Oh, yeah, people don't. I'm telling you. I've never lived. I mean, I lived in Oklahoma for a long time. Then I moved to Texas. Then I moved to California. Well, I lived in Mississippi and Oregon for a little while. But I mean, I've lived in different places, and definitely here, there's less rules than anywhere I ever lived. Anywhere. I could go outside and build a building outside, and I wouldn't have to have a permit. I don't have to build it in any certain way. We just do it out of standard of ourselves. You know what I mean? But
right.
We can do our own electrical in the house. We don't have to have contractors come in. We don't have to, they just don't. They feel like people ought to be able to make their own choices on everything. So.
Hey, LT, sorry. I know you've been in here a while, and I don't know if I said hi or not. Hi, Irene.
Yes, there's 30 people in the chat. I want to thank each and every one of you guys coming in.
Nice.
we're just sitting here, the three of us, just going to chat a little bit about everything, I guess. Wildman's in the house, Laura the Explorer, Field Guide, MB Heritage Farms, Ramsey Country, Dark 30 Outdoors. I appreciate you guys coming in. I know we have Small Water Charters is in here. Survival LT's in the house. Geo Bushcraft, Judith and Dan Davis, Big Joe Outdoors. How you doing tonight?
I can't remember my nickname for the huntsman now.
The Huntsman's in here.
Something Steve, and I can't remember. Maybe he'll remember. Dang it. That's how
Yeah, Al does a lot of stuff. He's always tinkering around with something.
Your channel should be you disguised as a channel.
Yep.
Me disguised as a channel. Wow, that'd be different.
Ramsey's at work. So, what's your favorite catch so far, Wyatt?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. You know what? I got to be honest. My favorite catch would probably be my first catch, closely followed by my first beaver catch.
Mm-hmm.
Those were my two. So the weasel and then the beaver. But really, for me, because being so new at this, every catch is like, yes,
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's kind of you doubt yourself a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're trapping, you want to be doing things right. There's so many things that can go wrong. You want to make sure you're doing it right. So, you watch all the videos, and I did the same thing. And of course, we have to take a trapping course, and you get all the advice from these amazing people, and Judith and Dan and Nate 408. Mm-hmm. Everybody, right? Everybody, Al, everybody pitches in and helps out and gives you hints and ideas and tips and tricks. And then when it all comes together, it's like, wow, that, it's really, and, I get excited about every catch. There's no, but yeah, my favorite, I'll never forget the weasel, because that was the first animal I ever trapped.
Right.
And then the beaver, because to me, like, especially here in Canada, beaver trapping built this country, right? When they came over, that was currency, right? Beaver pelts being traded, and
right.
It's on our nickel. The beavers are symbol, so my first beaver catch means a lot to me, because that's a big part of how this country was formed, and how it was developed out. So that one really means a lot to me. So yeah.
So what did you do with the weasel?
I just got it ready for sale. It's funny because when I started, when I was just taking the course, and it was like, oh, this is really happening, and I had all these ideas and plans of what I was going to do with my first catch, and then I made my first catch, and I skinned it, and I fleshed it, and I got it on the board, and then but that was already done when I posted the video, and then like more than one person was like, you should get that stuffed, or
exactly.
It was like, yep.
Dang
Probably should have.
Because that would have been a cool one to do. It was the white one, right?
But but the other side of the trapping was, you're selling the hides, right? I mean, so I just did what you do, kind of thing, right? I got it ready for the auction, and then it was after that I had done it that was like, well, yeah, probably should have had that mounted, or
yeah. Well, and then if you get another one. I mean,
have a good night living Minnesota outdoors.
Hey, take care, Daniel. Oh.
Yeah, that
and
it never gets old. But I can tell you, watching that first beaver catch of yours, and you just do one of those deals.
So excited.
That's all it took for me, man. I was so excited for you.
Oh man, that was quite the moment for me. I mean, that's real. That's me. That's just the way I am. And
Papa runs outdoors.
Papa roams. Hey, brother, the garden's.
How you doing?
And Roland Homestead asked me what I've been doing. So much
Yep.
stuff. Lots of stuff. Too much stuff. Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's of course work has had me busy. I've actually got a couple Sundays off, so I've been pretty excited.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Later, MB.
We'll see you guys here probably in about an hour and 15 minutes. How's that sound?
Papa Rome's,
Well, you're welcome, Papa.
we need to send Trapper Jay the Papa Rome's process a turtle video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about he was going to be doing one at some point. And I'm sure he knows how. But
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a video. But I always say Papa Rome's knows everything there is ever to know.
Yep. Yeah.
Papa roams quite the channel, quite the guy, boy.
Uh-huh. He has no hesitation on
No.
things,
You.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve, do you remember what my nickname for you was? Huntsman? Gosh. It'll come to me when I go get in his channel. That was like
Dan, I don't know if you're asking how many I'm able to catch. I'm actually allowed to catch. I believe it's Live More Outdoors says mine is. I think I can catch 20. I can have 20 in my area. He's only allowed to catch 5 over in central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we don't. So I have an open where I am right now because, but Northern Ontario and even just north of me, if you have a trap line, there's generally a quota, and you have to meet 75% of that quota. And then once you get to your quota, that's it. You're done. And the quota depends on the area and the concentration of beavers, and there's a whole bunch of variables there. But I know my father-in-law. I remember years ago when I went out with him on his trap line. I think that year he had a 90 beaver quota.
Wow.
Yeah.
What it gets me is like when people say they caught 100 coyotes that year. And you're like, holy cow. How many coyotes are in Missouri? How many coyotes are in Missouri if in that one area that person caught 100 coyotes? You just go, ooh. Because we hear them all the time out here.
Right.
So.
See, I'm kind of like that too, Mo. When I hear them catch 100 coyotes, but my mind goes to, holy smokes, I can't catch one. Not how many are out there. I just can't catch one.
Oh, but they do have them up there where you
I
are.
have them. My area just doesn't have hundreds of them.
Right.
But I can tell you, I at least had 2 or 3 run in my area.
I know they're scary to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have lots of them too. Too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think they kill off like all the other population of animals that are around if they don't get them.
Right.
They kill the deer. They kill rabbits. They kill turkeys. They kill everything.
Yep.
It's like the raccoons and everything too. We haven't seen any raccoons in a while, which is good for me. We were seeing them on the road. People hit them on the road, or they'd be across over at the house across the street. I will have to tell you guys that story. Hey, Dub.
J-Dubs.
J-Dub's in the house. You guys check out his piece of equipment that he's putting together to do some rototillering.
I want that thing. Whatever it is, I want it. I want that piece of equipment. That was a cat, by the way, that just pushed that door open.
Yeah, Wildman. He says, look at Coyote U from New York. I've watched a few of his videos as well.
Yeah, Huntsman, skunks are bad around here too. People don't realize how much damage those little buggers do too. And eggs, for your ground nesting birds and stuff. Skunks are right up there with raccoons and everything else.
Yeah, and we haven't seen skunks either. We haven't seen skunks or raccoons or possums. I think, and we used to see a lot more. Now we hear foxes and we hear coyotes all the time. So they're out there. I guess they've decided to. I have 2 cats. They've decided to play with the door and each other. What are you doing? Sorry.
That's why I try to reduce numbers of predators and help bring up the population of turkey and small game. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely carnivore.
I just want the machine, Deb. You can just send it to me as a gift. That's what I want. Because I have the worst. I have hell dirt. It's hell dirt. And it's good. It's good once you get all the grass and everything else out of it. But it's so good that grass is like 6 inches, 8 inches deep. It's just awful.
Have a good night, Tom.
Later, Tom.
Bye, Tom. Destroyed my garden. Too funny. Am I talking too much, Boxy? Just mute me.
Yeah, so J-Dub says that we all miss s'mores, and Laura hadn't had those in forever. So I think J-Dub should make some more. All right, another bad joke. I got it.
It's dad jokes. It's okay. Dad jokes are funny. Did I bring? No, he didn't bring me the grenade. That's crazy. That grenade.
Isn't that?
He's just picking it up. Just giving it. Just yeah. This is the face I was making. I was like, type in, put it down. Stop picking the grenade up.
That's yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually I actually sold some furs of my I haven't I was going to send them up for through fur harvesters, but I actually had found one morning I was I couldn't sleep. It was a Friday night. I guess it would have been Good Friday because it was that Saturday morning. 2 o'clock in the morning, I found out that Grown Waltz was going to be in Titusville, Pennsylvania, which is about, it's like 48 minutes or so I had to drive. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to throw some furs in the back of the truck and take them up there. And it's not, to me, it's not about the price that I got for them because I didn't get really, I probably cost more in gas to drive up there than I made. But, they actually gave me, I was quite impressed. The big beaver that I caught, I actually took it up there because it was still kind of fresh. Just put it in the freezer and they bought it. They gave me $7 for it. So not too bad, I had fun catching it. It gave me a great video and I got to sell the pelt. So, I got this one here behind me. That was my first one I ever caught. So.
Yeah, see Wyatt. Every time somebody talks about that, now Wyatt's gonna be like, "Dang it! Why didn't I keep that one?"
You know what though? It's kind of like, how much do you keep? How much do you And I don't know about where you guys are, but getting anything mounted here in Ontario is like ridiculous price.
Oh, expensive.
At the end of the day, I'm proud to call myself a trapper. I think I can actually call myself a trapper now. And that's what trappers do, right? I mean, we try to sell our pelts and we, and utilize as much as the animal, like beaver caster, I think the beaver caster is actually worth more than the hides are this year. So
probably.
So, you've got that aspect of it too. And then there's like what everybody's talking about in the chat, about population control. And that's what these just don't understand. Somebody will say something about beaver. Well, okay, maybe a beaver is not in a traditional sense a predator, but if trappers weren't keeping their numbers down, it wouldn't take long before your roads were flooded and your homes were flooded and your fields were flooded and the crops would be affected. And And the list goes on and on and on, and they can't get that through their heads. And, it's a shame that they don't see the other side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ever get their way, they'll quickly find out that they messed up, and it won't take.
I don't think they will. I think the Corps, at least down here, I think the Corps of Engineers would go no, because they call the trappers to come fix things. They call the people that they know are like they have this list of local trappers in Missouri, and they go, "Hey, come out here. We're having a problem with beavers. Can you take care of this?" So hopefully that won't ever happen from a large, for us, the federal casters make it.
It actually is, yeah. Perfect.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't want to know if it goes into anything I put on my face. I don't want to know.
That, and it's also, I believe, is it not used in perfume as well?
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Absolutely backwoods. Hey, welcome, by the way. Freezer
Backwoods, how you doing? Freezer Bound Outdoors.
Why are your traps still out, Deb? Why are they still out? Okay. Bye, M&A.
M&A, have a good one.
Well, the carp, the small waters is talking about bass. The carp, you can tell the carp are getting into other areas, but they're funny. I think carp are those Asian carp ones that jump out of the water and hit people.
Yeah.
Sorry. It cracks me up. It just cracks me up when I see it. It may not, people put football helmets on and go out in the boat because they're going to get hit smacked in the face.
Right.
This is what you need, Wyatt. Look.
There you go.
You need a fan.
I wasn't. Oh, there we go. Yes.
You need a fan.
Yeah.
So somebody had asked Tubby, are you tanning your own hides, or did you answer that?
So, the first 2 beaver that I caught, I'm going to send them out and have them professionally done.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take, so in the fall season, I'm going to take a couple of muskrat, and I'm going to start kind of with them and see how it goes.
Right.
And I may do a coyote if I get one or whatnot. I tried to do a Coyote Pelt, one that my cousin had shot last fall, and it just went all pear-shaped on me, and the pelt was ruined. So I didn't want to do that with my first beaver catches. So I'm going to get it done professionally, and then I'm going to start small and start working on it, because it's something I've never really done. I have a video about tanning squirrel pelts and rabbit pelts, but I guess it's the same principle, and essentially the same process, but there's such a thin skin that it doesn't take much to do it. Right. So, and really, I was only tanning those to be used for fly tying materials anyway. So if it kind of messed up a little bit, didn't really matter. They're just cutting the fur off to be tied to a hook anyway. So, so with these, those 2 beavers, I'd like to get a hat made, and I'd like to, or some mittens made, and then I've got them forever. Right. And then the rest of the beaver and that's all going to the auction. We have a fur truck coming on the 18th. So everything I've got has to be ready to go for the 18th. And then the stuff I'm getting rid of, and the stuff I'm selling. And and then wait for the fall season.
Well, now, do they have classes for you to get your trapper's license, right?
Correct.
Do they have taxidermy classes, or are those really super expensive and lengthy and
around here? I don't heard of. Now there are like courses you could take,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as someone like a class just to show you how to tan,
right?
There's nothing like that I've ever seen. There's now the whole taxidermy thing,
right?
Expensive in a long time, and the truth is I could just watch Mark J. Larson a couple of times and get a real good handle on what I've got to do, right? Or watch somebody else in the YouTube community that's got videos. I think Al's got some videos out on tanning. I mean, there's a lot of information, just like you were talking about earlier about watch 20 videos on how to set up your boat or how to catch a panfish or whatever, right?
What a panfish is.
Right.
See, and that was one of the things when I first started my channel and I got here. You know, I hadn't been in the country. I'd lived in big cities and stuff like that the majority of my life. Since I was a little kid, I hadn't been in the country. And it's like one of my relatives said, "Does anybody have any T-posts on his Facebook?" And I'm like, "Okay, I know I'm stupid. What's a T-post?" And I didn't know what a T-post was. And it's just something normal that everybody in the country or lives in the country or has a fence on a property knows what it is, but not everybody does. So those little things like that vocabulary of is a half a sandwich. Like, what's a panfish? What kind of fish fall into panfish? What kind of fish fall into what a sturgeon and a pike and what do those go into? And some people, may not care, but I guess I do.
Well, panfish is really, I mean, obviously we were giggling and teasing a little bit, but in the way I understand, the way I always, a panfish is just your smaller fish. So bluegill,
right?
Bluegill, perch, that sort of thing. Crappie, those are all panfish.
Crappie,
kind of lumped in. Basically,
we call them specks.
Specks, crappie and specks.
Well, a lot of people call them specks because the whole crappie dilemma. So you just call them specks.
Oh, and wait for it. Here comes Nate.
I was going to say we got it. I know we got a couple people.
Here comes Nate.
Yeah. Freezer Bond says that he's done. He won't be back till he's done driving to work. But Mark rocks the tanning process. And I saw Papa Rome said that the orange bottle tanning solution. He said check that out. He says that's
I actually
works well. Lonnie Paul in the house. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong with that Coyote Pelt. It just all the hair just started slipping. So I don't know exactly what I did wrong there, but I actually have. I think I have 2 bottles of that tanning solution that Papa Rome's is talking about because I had got it specifically to do that coyote and then it just all went pear-shaped on me and the rest is history on that one. But
bye, Irene. I bet eventually you'll get it though. It'll just you'll practice it and get to where you can do it really well.
Yeah, and that's the plan indeed. I just don't want to, I wasn't happy that pelt got wrecked, right?
Yeah.
We took that animal's life. I wanted to be able to turn it into something that we could use and enjoy and see, and then it was ruined, right?
Yeah.
That really made me upset. I'm not going to lie. I was really unhappy with myself. And, I don't want it to happen to these beavers too. I've just lost a little bit of confidence in myself, right? And I just don't want to risk it. But I am absolutely going to, I'm going to start small and go from there, and then we'll get to the point where it's, it's like anything else that it becomes second nature, but I'm just not willing to risk it with my first beaver catches.
Well, and I think you'll just get there. I have no doubt. It's like the whole fishing thing. I'll get to where I know what all the lures are and what everything, all the equipment means.
It's it's you'll get there, and it's a fun learning process along the way. Especially when you find something new to you and then you try it and that something works. It's this like aha moment, and it it's a great feeling. Just like for trapping, making homemade lures, or if you're a fishing guy, tying your own flies and catching a fish on it, same thing, right? You'll be making catfish bait, and the first time you catch, that big old, yeah, exactly. And we can't wait to see it.
I'm Wyatt.
Oh, and I meant to mention too, thinking about you in the sun there, saltwater born. I'm sure everybody knows or has heard of Saltwater Born.
Mm-hmm.
They make an amazing line of UV protectant, like shirts and coats.
We talked about that.
Yeah, worth looking into. The long sleeve tee, and the face, the buffs. I think they call it. They're the buffs. Is that what you? So, just thinking about
I
that.
have no idea. Yeah, my husband and I talked about that a little bit. That I need something, something that protects just my regular skin, not just my face, because I'll break out. It'll like make me have sun rash up and down my arms just being out there for a couple. Like if I go out there all day today, then I go out all day tomorrow. Not all day, but you know what I mean. In and out, doing gardening stuff like that, and it just depends on how strong it is. But in California, we figured out that after a while, he had to put those baby screens that you put up when babies are in the back seat. We used to have to put them next to me because we'd go for a drive or whatever, and I'd get burned just sitting in the car. So, yeah, just one of those things. And I want to be an outdoors person. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll find out.
Oh, you'll be fine. Thank you, Backwoods. That means a lot, man.
He's awesome, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, Al.
Saltwaters has an epic flip-flop tan. So I was in shorts and a tank top here the other day. I figured old John he would have probably been bundled up. It was about 60. I think it was about 60 degrees.
I was teasing Jeremy last night. I was on a live. He was crappie fishing last night, or speck fishing.
No lights.
And we were on till about 2 a.m. last night.
Gosh.
And he was freezing his tail off, and I think it was like the high 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, that's shorts and t-shirt weather for me.
Yeah.
Below 70 is chilly, he says.
How
you doing, Dog Bone?
Dog Bone, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, face covering like a small gator.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find something. We'll figure it out. We've been talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, there's lots of good stuff out there now, Mo. It's not, not like a long time ago. There's all kinds of UV protectant.
Yeah, that you don't have to put on your skin.
Yeah.
Because I think it's bad for you. It burns. If I put it on, it burns.
Yeah.
Like anything with any kind of, what is it, SPF or whatever that is. If I put it on my skin, any kind of face cream, it'll burn. So I have to make the decision depending on what we're doing. Do I do the burn with the chemical burn, or do I burn with the sunburn? So it just depends on how long we're going to be gone and stuff like that. But I'd rather not have to use it all the time. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good products out there, so just do some research.
Yeah, that's what we were looking at. Because we got him a couple for mowing, and I thought,
Hey, Papa Rooms. Hey, thanks for coming in and hanging out for the while. I really appreciate that, and of course, keep up the great work on your channel. We all love it.
Oh, did he, Wild Man?
Oh, man, that's.
Yep, gotta be careful.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, bud. Yeah. Yeah, that's I've seen where people they can't even go outside without having basically everything covered, just even for a minute or two, and that's just
the huge floppy hat works. Then I feel about 80. And I have to tie it on because the wind will blow it away. But I feel super old with the big floppy hats. So I'm
big old brimmed hat.
Something cooler to wear, like cool for me. I have to figure it out. I have all kinds of them, and every time I get,
Everybody says get a floppy hat.
I know I have some. That doesn't save my arms though. That'll save my face, and then I'll have a tan, and then I'll have.
That's what the umbrella is.
Well, I know, but then but then I'll have a line right here. So I'll have a line across my 5 head, and this will all be tan, and this won't be. So I have to figure it out. It's a 5 head. You know why they call it that, right? Have we talked about this before? It's 5 fingers. Seriously, I'm an artist. If you have a 5 head, it's because from your eyebrows to your hairline, it's 5 fingers. If you have a 4 head, it's 4 of your fingers. Try it. I dare you. Put your hand on your forehead and see where yours is. What's your hairline? You got 4. See? 4. There's not everyone on the planet has a 5 head. Most people have.
I did not know that.
I did not. I did not either.
Oh. Long sleeves and gloves all day fishing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know.
Hey, Lonnie.
There's
if you watch John and Lindia, they always have gloves on and usually longer sleeves.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Bondum, hey buddy.
Bondum, how you doing, bud?
I'm not complaining. You make me pout. Yeah, exactly.
Al says he has enough possums hides to make you a hat. Trapper Jay would want it though.
I'm not wearing a possum hat to garden. I'm in a pass. Yeah, garden duties. That's right. No, I never thought about that. That's really actually kind of interesting. So now I'm going to ask everybody that has a 5 head, do you have a lot of dreams all the time? You know, I'll do my own little analysis of stuff. Pondy. Hey, Kev, I'll email you later when I get done here. I'm going to have to get off in probably about 15 minutes. Daughter has a 5 head.
I'm just glad he's okay. That's
Because that could have went a whole lot worse.
Real bad. Bad. Had a little tornado come through behind our place, and it was just like it was what's the lowest? It's like a F1. Is that the lowest?
Yes. Yeah.
It was like this, this little baby twister, and the damage that thing did. Holy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma, so they're all ugly to me. So
we had one here. I think it was 2 years ago. I actually have a video on my channel that they said it wasn't. They weren't calling it a tornado. They called it a microburst. But it did so much damage. They ended up, I guess, categorizing it as an F1 finally. But it took 4 of my treetops gone.
Wow!
And I come right across the lake, and there's a place over in Ohio, of course, right across from the lake, that I drove up through there the day after, and I was like, how can they not say this was a tornado? They actually lost houses over there, and they were calling it a microburst
because it just pops down and pops back up. It doesn't have a running,
Gotcha.
Yeah, we had that here a couple of years ago, and I had just started to grab the cats and put them in bags, and I was going to go out the front door and just kind of look around a little bit, which you should never do, but I do it anyway. And I walked out on the front door, and whatever it was blew across my porch and took everything, all kinds of I had records out there. I was making clocks and all kinds of stuff, and it just blew everything out in the yard. So I was like, oh, okay, that might have been a little late. But it tore up the church, and they called it wasn't a tornado. They just called them microbursts and downdrafts, and
wow,
they just pop in and pop out, or straight line winds.
That's what they called this one at first, and then it took I actually had the weather service, I don't know, whatever you want to call them,
right,
to look at my backyard, and I actually took the guy for a walk, showed him where my umbrella ended up. It was 4 houses down. Yeah. And a couple of my lawn chairs were, two neighbors over. 2 doors to the other side, they have it's at least a 30-foot travel trailer, like a 5th wheel travel trailer.
Right.
It was completely upside down.
Oh, man.
In the air. It tore all the shingles off the front of my house. Yeah, so when they came, so I took the guy for a walk and showed him, like, here's shingles 4 houses down from my house.
Right.
He's like, this,
Yeah.
Right.
I think this was a microburst, and it took them a couple of days to do an official, no,
Make
it's
fun.
an F1 tornado, but yeah, and that was scary enough. I couldn't imagine like what what some of you guys get out where you guys are, those F4s and F5s or whatever. That would just be terrifying.
I think
This happened so quick. I didn't even know what was going on. Honestly.
Exactly. And they come at night. That's the bad thing.
What
Yeah.
the
It's when they come at night. That's the bad stuff. My youngest daughter was at her dad's in Oklahoma. We were in Texas when that big F5 hit, the first one, not the one that just happened recently, but the one before that. And she was really little, and we couldn't get them. We couldn't get a hold of anybody. We couldn't do anything it was days before we heard from anyone. And that was just the craziest thing ever. And they got lucky. Their house was okay and everything like that. But once we went to go pick her up from his house, they wouldn't let you in the neighborhood. Like, you could only go to the outskirts of the neighborhood, and then they brought her to me, and I was able to take her home. But they didn't want to leave and drive to meet me like normal. I said, no, I'll come up. It's okay. So I drove up there, but we had to meet them outside of the perimeter of where this tornado was because it was so icky.
Wow.
But yeah, you gotta, I don't know, when you grow up with it, you kind of learn the sounds and the way it feels, and the pressure changes and stuff like that. Pondy was saying in that one, he said he was holding on to his door and pulled it back really quick. It's like he's so little, suck him out right out the door.
I was gonna say. Tina Ladybug, how you doing this evening? Thanks for stopping in.
Hi, Miss Tina.
Earthy, he'd just be gone.
It'd be like, what is it? Mary Pondoms. I don't know. How would you say that? Mary Poppins, Mary Pondoms.
Yeah, Mary Pondoms.
I do. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it before I got on here, Kev. I'll message you on there.
Yeah. The time ours went through, we were actually sitting in the living room, and of course my wife's like, do you hear that? I'm like, I don't hear nothing. Because of course I have hard hearing, as you guys all know. And so we actually sat there, and she's like, I think we really should go downstairs. She said, that wind's getting really bad. And I was like, we're not going to get a tornado. Well, guess what? We sat through it. So
if your ears pop, run.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there in a storm and your ears pop, you need to run as fast as you can and get in shelter right then. Don't think, don't do anything. Just get up and go, and don't worry about it. I
was just getting home from work, and I had a friend on the front step there, and it was raining pretty good. And she goes, "You better hurry." And I'm going to get wet anyway. I don't need to run. And then it just, you could feel it in your chest, like the pressure change. And now that you meant, like, my ears popped, the rain was coming down like just crazy.
Right.
I went for the door, and we ran into the garage because we were going to have a dart. And I went in first because I had to unlock the door. She came in behind me, and the door like slammed, and I turned around and I looked at her. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't need to slam the door. She goes, it wasn't me. It ripped out of my hand.
Oh gosh.
And then all of a sudden you could hear stuff hitting the side of the house. And then she's like, what is that? I said, how the heck do I know? I'm in here with you. and
you're supposed to know everything.
It was over. Like, it was done. That quick. And it was like, and
that's why it was that's why they were trying to call it a downburst, because it may seem like a tornado is really short anyway, but it's longer than a downburst. Like, you'd have 30 minutes, a minute, 2 minutes, and you can hear it going away from you. A downburst is just going to pop in, blow everything up, and pop back out. Pondon was talking about the pressure too.
Yeah, pressure change is a weird feeling, he said.
Here's Pop Run.
Yeah, we did have one here a couple years ago. I actually have a video of the aftermath just in my yard alone. And But actually, back in 1985, I was actually playing on the Little League field. And, of course, the town that I live in now, they had a tornado come through there in 85. And it actually went over. And Geo Bushcraft in here lives in Atlantic. And he will let you know that Atlantic was devastated. They lost everything. All the houses, I mean, trees. You drive there and the trees just twisted and just it was unbelievable. And here in Pennsylvania, you don't hear a whole lot of that stuff, of course, and but we also had years ago, we had an earthquake.
Did you?
And that was a little different and interesting.
That's different.
I actually had a tree top that was in the back of my yard that I was going out to actually cut up with the chainsaw. My wife was actually, she was babysitting our nephew. And so I go out there and I told her I was going to go out and cut up the tree. And of course, everything just shook. Well, she comes running out of the house. She thought I cut the tree down and it took out the house.
It fell around the house. Oh.
I was like, no, I said, I don't know what's going on. And you could just see all the power lines and stuff were just sitting there, just shaking. Everybody was walking out of their house. Like, what's going on?
Well, I went through a couple of little ones when we were in California. The worst one, I think, was like a 4 something. And he's been through so many, because he's from California. And that was the only one where he's like, okay, we're going under the table, because it shook a little longer than what he felt like it should. I was lucky enough to be filming when I had the door open and the tornado came by. Oh, really? That's going to be cool.
I haven't had a chance to watch the first one, so I'll have to check that out tonight before I go to bed.
Hey, AK Fishing. Greg, really? Cack of the door turned tornado.
Yep, that's when most towns wiped out. Yep.
Yep, Oklahoma was like that.
That one was it was over 30 miles. It actually took out the town that I live in now. It actually come right across there and took out a couple places there, and then it just kind of went right up over the hill. Like I said, everybody, I kind of joke about it, but Greg actually lives, and it was the direction that the tornado went, 6 miles that way, and it took everything out.
Hi, Tina.
How we doing, AK Fishing? Thanks for coming in. Cottrell's Hunting, Trapping, and Outdoors. Hello from West Virginia.
Hey, Cottrell's.
I think we're just lucky Pondom didn't get sucked out the door.
Yeah, we're happy Pondum's still here.
Yes, we are.
Like Pondom said, he's a strong old man. He's holding the fort down.
Literally held the fort down.
He did. Well, Foxy, I hate to leave you, but I probably need to go.
Nope, you can go, and I appreciate you coming up and chatting, and glad you got the shirt. So
I am too.
I'm going to talk for everybody else. We love you, Mo, and we appreciate everything that you do for this community.
Thank you.
I would say you're the heartbeat of this community.
Well, thank you. That's
So
sweet of you. I need to.
absolutely.
I'll be back.
And we'll have many, many more of these, I hope. Can't wait to see you catch your first fish in that boat.
I know. I'm so excited. I hope it's like a gigantic cat. See, I want one of those the pictures with where you're holding a giant catfish. That's what I want. I just want one. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I better go, guys. I need to go take care of the baby chickens and stuff. But I'll come back and chat and stuff when I get done.
All righty. We'll be here. Like I said, we'll be here until about 10 o'clock, and we're going to get over to MB Heritage Farms as always.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come back and work in stuff. I'll work.
You'll work.
Guys.
Do both things.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks. Have a blessed day.
You too.
So, let me see here. Let me get a couple things going here. Al says, "Don't push buttons." He already knew I was going to get ready to start pushing buttons. Knows me too much.
Hey, Bone Addiction, how you doing, Mike? Good to see you, brother. Dwayne's back. Hey,
All right, Pondums. I really appreciate you coming in. I know everything that's going on with you down there and stuff. Nice seeing that you're doing well, and wish you the best down there, and hope everything is taken care of, and you stay well.
Take care, Bondy.
Oh, Bone Addictions, I just missed you there. How you doing? Sunshine Cooper, big like and share. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh, okay. Going to send me up some of those bruisers. You guys are putting on a lot of pressure for Boxy to get that bait caster out there. And yeah, I can send that to you guys. But the pressure's on. I got to catch a couple different fish there. All right, y'all, we're going out to eat dinner later. But hey, you guys have a good one. Hey, Nate, I'm posting a video tomorrow. It's trout fishing. I got a surprise for you. Watch the video.
Take care.
You guys have a good night. Have a good dinner. So I'm going to put us off to the side here. I'm gonna share something here. Why? You probably might already know what I'm going to share.
I think I might have an idea.
So I'm actually going to cut right to the, let me see, where is it at? Here we are. You remember this night?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I sure do.
See if I got it. I thought I had it playing. I better get back over there. Give me 1 second.
Videoed in 4K as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Mine's doing all right, but you're right. When they die, they die. There's nothing.
This was so cool.
And the battery, of course, it's a couple years old, and the battery itself is just.
I started about 2 minutes ahead.
Like it did when I first got it. So
you remember why you end up
pretty much going to be using it. It's just pretty much maybe indoors or something like that I can use it for. We got 1 weekend of season in Wisconsin.
Oh, cool. Well, at least it's something, right?
Yeah, they do that here in Pennsylvania too.
The free fishing weekends.
Sun's out,
I
guns
think we get
out.
two weekends a year, I believe, is how they do it here.
Have a
Not
good night,
100% on
Lonnie.
that, but we do have free fishing days.
Right. Well, I think they started out here with a weekend, and then they went to, and then I think this year, because of everything that's going on, they just extended it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I've been waiting. So Dave kind of brings this to mind. I was going to mention it here. He has 2 ultralights from on the reels that he bought in the 90s for $18.99 at Kmart. He still uses them both. To get that one hooked up?
Oh, yeah, we've got a little, just like what I was saying earlier, the catfish should be starting.
There you go.
There it is.
Little, what do you call these things? Bullheads, I think.
Almost like a channel to me.
No, I don't. It's a little, I think it's a little bullhead, I think we call these things.
Gotcha.
And of course, he
Swallowed that hook.
swallowed her down, so I might end up just cutting the line on him here and letting him.
I actually,
I know a lot of guys turn away from that, but I've seen.
let me see here. Let me get that shut off there. I that night there it was I actually was showcasing Thunder Ridge, and I think he ended up. I think after the actual showcase, you actually jumped on. You were fishing there, and you caught that fish. I mean I still remember that like it happened just the other day. I know I tell you about it all the time.
I had a blast that night. That was fun. I was sitting there in the action. I was actually filming the urban carp video, I think it was, or something. and then I decided to stay on to see if I could catch some catfish. And I was watching your live because I was bored and by myself. And then you invited me up, and we actually hooked up on camera. I won't forget that one. That was a lot of fun.
That was a cool one. Hey guys, as you see, Daddy Duck just walked in the live. He was taking a little snooze on us, but hey, Matt, I'm glad you come in. If you look down at my banner there, guys, 17 in here. If you already have Daddy Duck, which most of you might already, we're trying to get him to that 1K. He was at 943. So let's help him out and be a supporter. You know, if you already have him, all I ask is share out one of his videos, man. Get it out in front of everybody that you know that is supporting you, and get them over and into his channel.
Night, Jake.
Hey, Jake, have a great one, man. Have a blessed week.
Matt, you deserve it, brother. All the information you've got in your video.
And real quick, this is what I want to read about old Daddy Duck. You ready? Duck hunting is not a passion. It is not an obsession. Duck hunting is a lifestyle. 365 days a year. Daddy Duck 365 is all about duck hunting, from conservation, preparation, tips, tactics, to the actual hunt itself. 365 days a year. There you go, bud.
Yeah.
So his live as well. When I showcased Matt, it was really interesting to me, you know, because to him it was more, you know, the conservation side of it, and we got more talking into stuff like that, and about, you know, the flyways and the short stops on the migration and stuff like that. And of course, there's always two sides to a story and stuff, but that was a great lot of information, like you said. He gives so much information on that. He's got a great channel.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things about Matt's channel is, you know, it's always fun to see, to see the hunts. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody wants to see the hunts, right? But not everybody realizes the conservation effort in a lot of places to ensure that those ducks are coming back year after year, and that they have their clutches, and they, and the different things you can do there. It's almost like the guys that, they have the deer property, so they do the deer management. The duck management is as important and prevalent, but you don't hear about it. You always hear about the food plots for deer, but you almost never hear about the planting rice for ducks, or the habits of putting up wood duck boxes, and you just don't hear that. It doesn't seem to be as mainstream, and that's one of the things I really enjoy about Matt's channel is you get to learn all that stuff watching Matt.
Right, absolutely. I know years ago, and I don't. It might still be around. I was a lot, when I was younger. Of course, my father took my brother and I, but there was a green wing teal. There was a chapter around this area, and I don't know if we were members or if my dad was a member of that, but I remember going to their banquets and supporting, that kind of stuff, the conservation side of duck hunting and stuff. Now, of course, as I've grown older, I'm kind of, I support like, the trapping, archery hunters and stuff like that, the Turkey Federation. But it's all like Matt even said that day, go support one of those, whether it's a local chapter, a state chapter, or even if it's a federal,
Yeah.
He's back in another hotel. He says this one's nice though. He feels like a king. Probably got the penthouse suite.
Bone Addiction, have a good one, brother. Thanks for coming in, man. It was great to see you.
Yeah, have a great one. I can't wait to see some turkey hunting videos coming out here.
Small water, have a good one. Take care, bud. Have fun in Donkey
Hey,
Land.
Small Waters, have a great one. You have a great night. So, how much longer you have to trap?
Well, technically I have till the end of the month. But what's happening here is, so really all that's open right now, as far as water trapping goes, well, as far as pretty much all trapping goes, is beaver and muskrat. Now we can, in this part of Ontario, we can trap coyote all year or hunt coyote all year, but the water trapping is just beaver and muskrat. And I have till the end of the month, but they're starting to get into the mating now. So they're starting to get bit up and chewed up, and they've got battle scars, and so I actually, today was my last check. I pulled my traps today.
Oh, you pulled, okay.
Yeah. So I made my last trapping video today, and that'll be out, probably, I think I've got 3 videos lined up. So I'll probably post another one. I posted one today. I'll probably post another one. I don't know. I tried to keep a schedule. I know Mo was touched on it earlier. I've always tried to post once a week, and I usually try to post on Monday night or Sunday night.
Right.
But because of these videos, I've been posting a couple of times a week. So I'll probably post it Wednesday or Thursday, and then the next one on Sunday or Monday. And then so next week will be the last video. And then I think I'll maybe make a video of just showing the fur that I've caught before it all goes to the truck.
That's cool.
But yeah, I pulled my traps today just because it's not, obviously it's not about the money, but when they're all chewed up, they're really worth nothing. So at that point, why take an animal's life over that? If it was a nuisance issue, it'd be different, but we'll just get back at them in the fall. They'll still be there.
Yep, absolutely. Jakey Crack, how's it going?
Jakey, hey buddy, how are you?
So I caught the 3 beavers, and so I did keep. I still have 2 of the pelts. Matter of fact, I got to get those fleshed and dried. But those 2 there, I plan on. They were actually solid frozen. So like I said, I took up the grown waltz. Well, I knew that they actually will take. They'll buy frozen furs, and like none of it. I had 3 raccoon, and then I had the 3 beaver. Well, the 2 of them I knew wasn't going to be thawed out enough because they want them semi-frozen.
Oh, I see.
And so I kept 2. I plan on making the hoops, kind of like the one Mark J. Larson had made for Trapper J. You got the hoop made out of the grapevine, and I figured I was going to use up some leather lace or whatever, and then maybe hang some turkey feathers or something, off of it, make like a dream catcher type thing. And I'm going to try and maybe sell them that way. So, maybe I can get, $20-$30 out of them that way. And, it'd be a little bit better than the price that I got. But I was watching that grown waltz. They actually do the one gentleman goes live, and it was actually his son that I sold to, but he does some lives. And so I already kind of knew that most of the fur that he was buying, the beavers were going for anywhere from $3 to $5, $6.
Yeah.
And so when he told me 7, I was pretty happy with that. I didn't have all the work that, I didn't put a whole lot of work in there, and I kept the caster. So I'm actually, they're about dry, and I'm going to make some caster from it. And then I'm going to try and catch beavers next year on that caster. That's kind of like where you're saying with Mel, you make your bait, and then you go out there and you catch something. It just makes it all the, just kind of the whole deal there,
Yeah, I made my own caster lure this year, and And it was well, the way I did it, it was, super simple. I'm sure, I'm sure there's a million ways to do it. And, it's like anything else. You ask 10 trappers how they make it, and you'll get 10 different answers. So, but I have masters. So the first beaver that I caught when I was actually skinning it, I nicked the caster when I was cutting through. And then I really made a mess of it trying to get it out of there. So I just hung it up here in the fur shed, and then it was, a few days later or whatever, I came back out, I took a board, I took the knife, and I just started chopping that up, and I chopped it up super fine, just almost a paste. And then I added a couple ounces of vodka, and I just mixed it up. So it was still kind of a, still paste, not a liquid, but still paste, but had a bit to it. So I figured, the alcohol is going to help preserve it. And there's really no smell with vodka, right?
Right.
You still had all that castor smell. And I don't want to give too much away, but it worked. And it was quite the feeling when, so I can't wait for you to get your first catches on your homemade lure, because it's a pretty cool feeling, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was just fun. It was fun. I had 5 days left, and, to set traps, and then, which, this year, this time of year, man, it's just so nice. You like, Judith and Dan, you get, so, and they just mentioned, so I had bought some glycerin, but I don't have the sodium benzate yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't keep the oil sacks, and I wish I would have, because I saw where you can actually squeeze the oils into that as well. Now, the sodium benzate, or however you pronounce that, that I think you put that in so that way it actually stops it from going bad, spoiling. Is that correct? That's why Judith and Dan, they always got good information.
Yeah, sodium benzoate, I'm pretty sure it's just it's a preservative.
Yeah. Jakey Crack said those beavers were drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were wanting some. So I saw Mark Larson's. He said that he actually used willows for that hoop. So that's cool. I'd never thought of something like that. Which beaver, I think that's one of the trees they go after is the willows, is it not?
Well, I know around here it is for sure. I know they'll aspen, birch, that sort of stuff.
Aspen's the one I was actually thinking.
Deer
Park Farmstead, how you doing this evening? Thanks for stopping in. We had Mo in here for a little while. She had to go take care of her chickens and stuff. She'll be back in the chat here in a little bit.
It's funny, Deer Park's here. You were talking about the chicken tractors. He just put out a video that he's just made a chicken tractor there.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that one out. Popular, yeah. That's another one that the beavers like.
Poplar, yeah.
Deer Park, how you doing? Yeah, that so my I've been wanting chickens, and my wife she says absolutely not. She don't want no part of the chickens. But my daughter actually had moved back for a while, and she had a pup, and she bought a big 10x10 cage, kennel, and I thought for sure that that'd be an easy way to have chickens, right? I could just put them right in there with their little coop in there. Nate said I think you can have like two dozen chickens in a 10x10 enclosure, so
yeah,
I should be set.
Hey Rob, how's it going, Shiner?
Hey Rob, how you doing? We had a little fun at your expense earlier on in the live. We were talking with Mo and the new boat, and they're getting it all fixed up. And everyone wanted to make sure that she made sure they had the plug for the boat. And
we'll do a Boxy exclusive. Al just mentioned about my new spot there, that video I posted today. I know I said I was in here going to work on something, but this isn't.
Oh yeah.
That was my last catch of the season. Well, I mean, the season's still on, but I pulled today. So that was my last catch. It's not as big as that bruiser you got, though. Holy Christmas.
Yeah. That thing was something else, man. And I'm sure it's not as big as some of, I mean, I've seen some people catch even mammoth ones, but that thing was.
There's some big beavers out there. Makes you wonder like how long they've been around, but I know Dwayne had one that was like, I'm sure it was in that, I think he said it was 92 pounds. He's got of it. Yeah. And then Judith, Dan got some tanks this year. Holy Christmas.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Thanks, Al. Yeah, I've had a blast. That new spot has been pretty good to me. So I'll be hitting that in the fall for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they were chewing on a willow, Boxy, no kidding. You couldn't put your arms around the base of that tree. It was just, that thing was massive. And that was part of why I was there too, is he was worried about, because I was river trapping again, and he was worried about, losing all those trees and having the banks all erode out on him, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Right operation carnivore. That is a whole lot of beaver, 92 pounds.
Yeah, he actually got a lot of flack for that when people saying it was photoshopped and everything else, but check it out if you get a chance. It's huge. I mean, Dwayne's not a small man, he's a big boy. And it covers half of his body. It's unreal how big that beaver is.
Right. Yeah, that one that I had, I wish so. The only scale that I had to hang it on was my I have a gambrel that I hang deer on, and it has a little pin there, and it has a little scale on the side that, and I don't know how accurate it is, but the lettering on that sticker is kind of faded, but I could tell it was between 60 and 70, so I just called it 65 pounds, but it would have been nice to have a scale that could actually tell me the exact weight of that and then to know that, it's like the accurate scale. But I know the 50-pound fish scale bottomed out.
Hey, any way you slice it, that's a big beaver. I don't care who you.
Yeah, that's Jakey Crack said he had to quarter that thing to get it out from where he trapped.
Yeah, he's back in there where he's trapping them. That's for sure. He had a heck of a season too. Yeah,
he did. He absolutely did. And Dan, getting them in the 80-pound range. Hey, Ridge Life, you missed Mo. She ended up heading out here about 10, 15 minutes ago. She has to go take care of her chickens and stuff, and then she's going to come back in to chat for a little bit, and then we're going to at 10 o'clock, we're going to head over to MB Heritage Farms. But really appreciate you coming in and checking out the live. Sunfish Assassin, how you doing? But that's you talk about when you harvest the beaver and stuff. So my biggest thing is so I have a game dinner that a good friend of mine puts on every year. And so he's like, well, what he wanted to know what I was going to be bringing this year. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to go do some beaver trapping. I said, how about I make some barbecued beaver or pulled beaver or something like that. So that was the whole purpose of, getting out there and trying to catch some beaver and stuff. But, we're going to use the, I got the pelts, we're going to, eat the meat from it. I kept the casters. I'm going to make some bait with that. And then our one of our friends has been asking me if I catch a beaver, she wants the teeth.
Oh yeah.
And boy, I can tell you something. Them things are hard to get out.
Yeah.
But I was amazed at how far up in that those things go into their skull. So I pulled a couple out. I broke a couple. So my wife says to me, she says, "Hey, did you save any of those teeth for our friend?" And I said, "Actually," I says, I saved the whole skull." She goes, "What?" She goes, "Well, where's it at?" I said, "Down in the freezer." In our freezer? So yeah, barbecued beaver, freezer bound. Half face, how you doing? Good
Hey,
evening.
brother. Ridge Life. Good to see you, bud.
Ridge Life, yep. Mark Nilsson's in the house too.
Hey, Mark.
Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get his link here. Give me 1 second. Let me get his home page here. Yep, I'm hitting buttons here, so bear with me. You might be a lonesome. I'll never live that down. I know that. All right, there it is. That's Daddy Duck's to his channel. Really humble to wake up from a nap and see that you are doing this with the banner. Just so you know, I'm 9:43 and total hours are right as of right now. It's 3:35:81.
That's awesome, man.
That is sweet, man. So you're definitely you're going to be right there. We're going to there's 16 people in here right now, as you saw. We just had put your link up there. Yep, it went up, so that's good. Anybody can grab that doesn't have Daddy Duck 365. If you already have them, share his video out. You never know who might come across that. Yeah, so that's what I kind of figured, Judith and Dan. Boil the skulls and the teeth will come out. Just kind of like you got to watch when you boil like a deer skull and stuff, because if you want to keep the teeth in that Euro mount, you got to watch, because if you overboil it, the teeth fall out, and then of course the nose bone falls off. So I have one of mine that I did. It's super glued back together. I glued the teeth in, glued the nose piece back on.
My buddy shot a real nice little buck, his first deer ever, with a bow. His first deer, and with a bow. It was pretty. Made the worst shot in the history of bow shots, but the best worst shot. Does that
best worst shot?
He misjudged the distance of the deer. And then just as he released the arrow, that deer turned and he hit it in the hindquarters. But it severed both the arteries in the legs, and that deer didn't go 40 yards, right? So it was kind of, the best worst shot. he hit those arteries, and it was, it didn't go far. But anyway, it was a nice little buck. So I took it, we brought it here and we skinned it out and we hung it in my little shed here, and he kept bugging me about the hide and the skull and that, and I told him, well, man, you should have said something when we hung it. Like, I took the bush, it's gone. I didn't want that stinking mess around my house. And of course, what I had done was we have a program here in Ontario called Hats for Hides, and you bring in the hide and the lower. They used to do two things. They used to do, you got a hat if you brought in the hide, and it was just said like successful Ontario deer hunter, and it was at whatever year it was. And if you brought in the lower jawbone, they'd use that for gathering data, and they'd give you a patch that you could sew on your coat. And it said, basically it was the same kind of patch that was on the hat, said successful hunter, da-da-da-da. So I took it in. They weren't doing the patches that year, but they were still doing the hats. So I took the hide in and got him a hat, and I had taken the skull, I had skinned it all out and everything. And I boiled, I made a Euro mount for him, and, I boiled it and everything. And then I took it to the, I took it to the car wash and pressure washed it all out after I'd boiled it. Man, I got some looks, but it worked really good. And so I brought it back to the house, and I was, I was bleaching it, and I was doing all the stuff, and everything was perfect, Boxy. It was none of the teeth had fallen out. The nose plate was still in place.
Right.
It was beautiful. And I went to put the second coat on, and I knocked the antlers. And of course, just instinct, I grabbed it. And where did I grab it? Right by that nose piece, plunk, out it came. I'm like, are you kidding? So I thank goodness I didn't like crush it. I just crazy glued it back into place. But I thought, I was there. I was home free. It was.
That's cool. Yeah. So freezer bound in that video that I talked about earlier on about the rendezvous and stuff like that, he actually pulled. He actually took his skull and he put it in his pond, and he just pulled it up. And I'm telling you what, it is totally clean. Other than there was mud on it, but it was totally cleaned off. I never even thought about something like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've got to check that video out. But yeah, that's a neat idea. I've heard of guys using ant hills too.
Yeah. Freezer bound. Have a great one. Appreciate you being in, and we'll get the word out on the rendezvous. And I was actually going to put the. I should have. He has an email link that I should have probably tried to share that. If you want freezer bound, you got a minute to do that. If you want to put that in the chat, put that email address.
Hey, Fish Hunt Trap. How's it going, bud? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how you doing there, Fish Hunt Trap? Up there in Alberta? Yeah, doing well. We're both caught some beaver this year, and we're all excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that that area that I was trapping, it's a big swamp. And I mean, I was walking, it was about a half mile one way, of course, that I walked down in there. And I was so glad that I took my deer cart with me, because the one day I have two beaver, and a muskrat. And then the last day there, I got one mammoth beaver that weighed probably as much as the two together.
That deer cart was an awesome idea. That's your back.
I used it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. It had to have been last spring. I'd set some traps. Of course, I didn't have any luck. I actually was in the opposite direction. I went down to the south. Well, this year I knew that there was two houses up that direction, and I already knew that there's some guys already trapped that area earlier on in the season. But if you caught it in my video, it was mostly up near the very beginning of where the dam was that they had set. And so my thought was, well, obviously, they're not going to they didn't want to walk that half mile back to get by that house.
Yep.
And just, I set up, and I had a good south wind and stuff, like a southwest wind, and it was blowing right over into that direction. So it worked out good for me, and just the timing couldn't have been any better. But I could probably walk 3, 4, 5 miles back into some of that, and I guarantee you I'd be trapping beaver that probably haven't been trapped.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and that's kind of nice things about trapping where I'm trapping too, is both places were a river system at my cousin's and here and the new spot, and you're getting new critters all the time, right? So, and especially this time of year, because those 2-year-olds, they're getting kicked out, right? So they're on the move looking for a new area and looking for a new home. And those 2-year-olds, man, there might not be the biggest beavers in the world, but their pelts sure are nice. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There's something else. I really do. I like them. I got this one right here. And hopefully I'll have 2 more. I'll probably try, like I said, I'm going to try to make hoops out of them and sell them. But Mo got the chickens put to bed, and they're all still alive. That's good. Bluegrass Trapping Kentucky Outdoors. Good evening. How are you? Mark says he's done working on the hides now. He can chat.
Perfect.
Awesome listening to us. Yeah, okay. Al's telling on me. I was definitely pushing some buttons. But yeah, so got probably about just a couple more minutes here before I got to actually head off of the live, because the wife will be going to bed, and hopefully it starts warming up a little bit and I can be out in the trapping shed, and if we want, we can just go all night long.
Go.
So Bluegrass just joined the chat. Yep. Ridge Life was in here as well, Mo. He stopped in and asked where you were at. I let him know you were out tending to the chickens and that you'd be back in. So, yeah, guys, there's Tubby Guy Outdoors. Mo just posted his link. Make sure you guys grab up Tubby Guy Outdoors. I'm sure most of you guys in here have them. As I always say, take one of his videos and just share it on one of your social medias. And, of course, Daddy Duck 365. It was nice to see. I saw a few of you guys picking him up as well. He's within price, 70, I'm going to say 70 supporters. And he's just about, looked like he was about 400 away from the 4K.
Yeah, he's feel good on the watch hours. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And then always, guys, MoHomesteading, she's back, and watch for those videos. She starts posting of those big personal best fish that she's going to be catching.
Yeah.
Team Ambush, how you doing?
Hey, Ambush.
We're just about ready to close down here. We're going to head over to MB Heritage Farms. So if you want to hang out a little bit over there, they got a good channel, and if you like gardening and stuff like that, they talk all kinds of stuff over there as well. But that's about all I got. I really appreciate Mo, of course, coming up on panel here, and as well you, Wyatt.
I appreciate you having me, man. I have a ball every time we're up doing stuff like this. Is great. We'll have to do another fishing trip.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, maybe somehow one of us can be going live and the other one will be in the live fishing as well.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mo, you can go ahead and share that link. We're going to go ahead and shut this live down. I would hope that the 16 that I have in here, if you'd please at least go over to MB Heritage Farms and just give them a boxy raid and hit their like button for them. Maybe stay in there for a few minutes. I'd really appreciate that. It means a lot, helping these other channels out. And these guys over at MB Heritage Farms, this husband and wife, they got a good thing going there, and I support them, and I hope you guys would as well. Yeah, I got to get my butt over to your prize, Al, and I will watch that right after we do this raid. So for you, Wyatt, we're going to do that. We're going to try to figure out how we can fish together in 2 different countries.
Right.
And we're going to do that. Sounds cool. So you have a blessed week, Wyatt, and everyone in the chat. Blessed week. Please get over to MB Heritage Farms, Boxy Raid, and I'd appreciate it. You guys all have a blessed week.
Take care, Boxy.
Take care.